there can sometimes be a war between two values. Maybe one value is love and the other value is freedom. Now you meet a girlfriend and she says, get committed to me. And now you're like, freedom says no way. Love says hell yes. Now you're going to experience so much disharmony inside you, it's not even funny. You're going to be fucked. तो आपने ये बहुत सुना होगा पर्सनल डेवलपमेंट में, सेल्फ हेल्प में, इवन इन स्पिरिचुअलिटी एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट, कि यू मस्ट नो योर वैल्यूज़, फाइंड योर वैल्यूज़. ठीक है, इट्स गुड, इट्स अ गुड स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट, फाइंड योर वैल्यूज़. एंड यू नो, बहुत लोगों को पता भी नहीं होता वैल्यू होता क्या है. तो ठीक है, फाइंड योर वैल्यूज़. एंड देन पीपल से इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट टू फाइंड योर वैल्यूज़ बिकॉज दे विल हेल्प यू नेविगेट लाइफ. Once you know what's important to you, you can sort of navigate life and make decisions accordingly, and you know, you kind of get a compass and you have more direction and clarity in your life. But I wanted to add something to this, which is very, very important and often not spoken about. Your values have a bloody dark side. Okay? For example, one of my values is justice. It's very important for me that what I am doing, what people around me are doing is righteous, is just, is fair. Now, the dark side of this value is rigidity, is like a sort of a tyranny. If I feel this is fair, then I'm gonna fucking like, I'm gonna make a big deal out of it, you know? And if somebody does not do that, I'm going to feel bad. And I am going to force myself to do that, even if it costs me things, even if it's having a negative impact on me. So for example, if I believe justice is always growing everybody around you, right? So let's say I am a leader of a team and I believe justice is empowering these people. Now, even if I know empowering somebody will cause me damage because they're not loyal, they may leave me, they may become competition or whatever, I'll still bloody do the thing that is justice because it's my value. Got it? Makes sense? So your values can have a sort of a compulsive aspect to them, which you have to be careful of. Another value of mine is adventure and stimulation. I like to go crazy and do crazy shit. And that can sometimes push me towards alcohol, addiction, drugs. So I have to be very careful of that. So first, obviously, you need to know what your values are. I'm going to assume if you're watching this type of content, you're already way ahead of all that stuff. You now need to become very mindful of the dark side of your values, and you need to create systems to manage that dark side and maybe even use that dark side. Okay, so for example, in this book, Die Empty, which is a great book, I recommend that. He talks about instead of values, have rules to engagement, like how warriors and people in the military and things like that have rules of engagement. So you upgrade your values to rules of engagement. Like, this is how I'm going to engage with my week, this is how I'm going to engage with my day, this is how I'm going to engage with my life. So for example, instead of justice, it could become contemplation. Instead of justice, it could become win-win or something like that. So like, you modify and upgrade the values a little bit. For me personally, what I've done is I've made a clear note of what is the dark side of my values, and I have put in systems and actions and little rituals to mitigate that. So for example, when we talk about adventure and stimulation, I have a simple system. I'm not going to drink more than once a week, no matter what. And if it's twice a week, kabhi twice a week agar ho gaya, I'll keep that in mind and I'll try and balance it out later on, right? For justice, I've made a conscious choice now to think long term. I'm not just going to be like, oh, this is justice in the moment, so we will do this. No, I'm going to think long term of, is it really righteous to do this in the moment? Is it really justice to do this in the moment? Because look, there's so many examples. You catch somebody who's stealing something. Justice is you catch them and you hand them to the cops. But what if you find out that he's stealing because his mother is sick and he needs to take care of his mother? Now what is justice? Letting him go or handing him over to the cops? You get it? So I've made a conscious choice of going deeper into the details of it. If you are able to do this, if you're able to go that deep into your values, understand their impact, and there's a lot more, but if you're able to do this, then you will truly be able to unlock the power of your values, of knowing them, of having that high level of self-awareness and things like that. And it will translate into effectiveness in your life, it will translate into ease in your life, it will translate into extraordinary results in your life. Okay? But this is a subject you should study. Knowing your values, knowing how they push your buttons, knowing how much you can manipulate them, because there's a limit. You can't just completely change your values. This stuff is truly gonna have a positive impact on you. You know, another thing, just from the top of my head, that I want to share with you is, there can sometimes be a war between two values. Maybe one value is love and the other value is freedom. Now you meet a girlfriend and she says, get committed to me. And now you're like, freedom says no way, love says hell yes. Now you're going to experience so much disharmony inside you, it's not even funny. You're going to be fucked until you resolve that. So then it's almost like sitting down with two people, negotiating, sort of creating a fucking middle path and modifying the nature of both these values. So it's really a huge thing. And you know, I hope the one thing you're taking away from this video is that you got to go deep into this subject. It's not as simple as know your values. My 5 values are A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You got to go fucking deep and really understand how you are wired and how you can play with yourself. And once you reach that place, it's fun and it's powerful, because you're almost like performing brain surgery on yourself and you're tweaking yourself. You're playing God. You're playing God. You're writing your own destiny.